feel anxious, depressed, lethargic? Do you just feel like a lot of doom and gloom? If so, you probably have consulted your medical doctor and he or she has recommended an antidepressant. And maybe that's been helpful. I hope that it has. But what I see in my practice over the last 30 years of being in practice is that no one has an antidepressant deficiency. Now, I know that's kind of facetious, but I mean, truly, no one has a Prozac deficiency or a Lexapro deficiency or a Cymbalta deficiency. Now, you could have nutritional deficiencies that could bring on some of these low moods or anxiety events. But no one has an antidepressant deficiency. If you're looking for some alternatives, let me share those to you right now. So you need to realize that the brain has these hormones that are stimulating and relaxing. So the stimulating hormones, or norepinephrine, epinephrine, dopamine, these hormones, these brain hormones, these neurotransmitters, are released to give us more drive, ambition, energy, both mentally and physically. They also have a little bit of a pain blocking effect to them as well, so they can be helpful for individuals with chronic pain. The relaxing hormones are serotonin and gamma aminobutyric acid. These two neurotransmitters are very calming and very relaxing. When you go to your doctor and he or she says, "Oh, you're depressed, you're anxious, we're going to put you on an antidepressant and everything's going to be okay." And oftentimes that's fine. But I want to point out that typically what happens is, over a period of time of being on a prescription antidepressant, it stops working, because you develop a thing called down regulation, where if you're on the medication that's designed to help you reuptake serotonin, if you're on a serotonin reuptake inhibitor or a serotonin norepinephrine reuptake inhibitor like Cymbalta or Effexor or Savella, that will cause your brain to have less and less receptor sites for this medication to work. Now, it may take a year, could take 2 years, could take 3 years, but eventually that's what happens. That's why so many people start on an antidepressant and then it quits working. Let me also point out that 70% of the time, the antidepressant is no better than a sugar pill. It's no better than a placebo. That's what meta-analysis show us, analysis of hundreds of different studies. That's what it shows us. So we need to realize that oftentimes the medication is not going to work anyway. And then if we combine that with the fact that, ironically, antidepressants can cause anxiety and depression. They can also cause poor sleep because they deplete your natural sleep hormone melatonin, which can then create more stress on the body, that can then drive problems with low immune function, problems with hypothyroidism, and then fuel the flames of being stressed and anxious, more depressed. So these medications are not without some baggage. Now, don't stop your medication. I'm not advocating that, not suggesting that. What I want to encourage you to do is learn more about natural approaches that you can use to help to get your brain chemistry correct without using prescription medications, or in addition to using your prescription medications. So in the brain function questionnaire that I have available, it's in my Treating and Beating Anxiety and Depression book, but now it's also on the website. But this brain function questionnaire is a little questionnaire that you can take you about 5-10 minutes to go through. It's a little survey where you can see what brain chemicals are you low in. So if you're low in serotonin, then more than likely you're low in an amino acid called tryptophan. So tryptophan, we should get tryptophan in our diet. It comes in protein. Anytime we eat protein, there's tryptophan in there. And that tryptophan, when it's combined with certain B vitamins and magnesium and vitamin C, that turns into the brain chemical serotonin. Unfortunately, many individuals have a genetic glitch that they can't take that protein, that tryptophan that's in the protein, and turn that into 5-hydroxytryptophan, which is the next step before it turns into serotonin when it's combined with these other nutrients. Some people can't make that transition. So with my patients, I recommend that they use 5-hydroxytryptophan, which you can buy over the counter. Now, it's important to point out, as I wrap up here, that antidepressants, they don't make serotonin, they don't make norepinephrine. They're only designed to help your brain hang on to what you already have. But if you're using a selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor like Lexapro, and there's nothing to reuptake, it's really not going to do anything. It's kind of like using a gasoline additive in an empty gasoline tank. So you could use this gasoline additive, but if you're running on fumes because of life events, stress, poor sleep, things that have happened to you that have gotten you run down, and you don't have any serotonin, then it's really not going to do very much. It's important to change your paradigm and realize that the brain chemicals that you have in your brain that your body needs, including serotonin, comes from our diet. And you can, instead of taking a gasoline additive like a prescription medication that has potential side effects, as I mentioned earlier, you can actually get over-the-counter tryptophan, or even better, what I recommend is 5-hydroxytryptophan. You can find that at any health food store. I want to encourage you to check out the brain function questionnaire, see if you're deficient in some of these hormones, and then see what amino acids, what nutrients you need to be able to make these brain chemicals to help you to be able to relax, to calm you down, to help you to have more mental clarity and to boost your moods. This brain function questionnaire has served me and my patients very well over the last 20 years. And I encourage you to learn more about that at superhealthyhuman.com. Thanks for joining me. This is Dr. Rodger Murphree at superhealthyhuman.com.